Alpine then, obviously not necessarily in the midfield, but should be. They remain the only team to not score a point so far. But given Jack Doohan's very costly crash in free practice, I think I saw something of around €1.5 million worth of damage just to rebuild it. But will they be glad to have made it just through the weekend? And could Gasly have done anything more to actually finish inside the top 10?
To be honest with you, I don't think so. As you say, they should be in the midfield. Gasly qualified 11th. Obviously, like doing didn't have maybe so much time with the car, obviously going to his crash and maybe had a bit of confidence issues. But I think he recovered well to 15th. Apparently, they swapped the cars at some point during the race. Probably owing to yeah, I forgot to do in Miss F1 as well. So not as familiar as maybe you'd want to be. I think it's a question really with Alpine if it was maybe the right choice to take out Doohan, who has not had that much confidence in the car, or is sort of just still bedding in with the team in a race seat compared to Gasly, who's been there quite a while and also knows his way around a number of these circuits. It's just one of these things where I think well maybe a strategy, that's why they swapped them, but otherwise they didn't really seem that potent at all. I don't know whether their race pace was suffering. I don't quite know how Gasly got held up that much, but um, so, both Tsunoda and Alonso managed to get past him. Off the start, I think for Fernando Alonso, but apart from that, it was just so it seemed quite, I guess, laboured would be the best way to put it. I mean, I'd love to tell you more about their race, but I don't think they did an awful lot. I think they kind of, they seem to have just been a bit ineffectual. And the most positive thing that you can take out of it is that Doohan made up 4 places. Um, Ultimately, they are suffering with the fact that with the fact that Hulkenberg, got Haas, sorry, not Haas. I'm used to him being a Haas. Sauber 6 points, and as I say, that would be a season maker. And there they are sitting on the bottom, and it doesn't seem like they're going to get those 6 points to kind of overhaul that difference anytime soon. They don't, hopefully going to Bahrain will help, but ultimately, I don't see a route out of the darkness for them. Currently, you they're struggling, and the fact that Gasly lost 2 places, unfortunately I don't know where, off a P11 start when you would be hoping to at least go a little bit forward. Maybe the experience of Gasly over Haas, Haas's Ollie Behrman might be enough to at least get him that one more place. They're starting on the preferred side of the track, and yet he couldn't do anything. So honestly, I think it's been sort of. I was going to say, the alarm bells must be constantly ringing at Alpine because it's just, you must think it's a permanent fire alarm test if you work at that factory because then they're going nowhere fast but backwards. And that's not good enough for a works team. I mean, no wonder they're trying to sell it, but it's just not good enough um, for they no wonder they're not even serving, giving anyone else engines because it's just absolutely abysmal. Um, yeah, I don't know where they go. I don't know where they're going, but backwards seems to be the hefty bet.
Yeah, would you even want a Renault engine at this point? I don't think everyone that's got a Renault engine, has swiftly parted ways with it. McLaren had it for basically what felt like 3 seasons, and granted they performed well, but I think that was more McLaren and the rest of the teams themselves. But yeah, a good opening lap for Fernando Alonso, alongside Pierre Gasly for pretty much the entire first lap. And that's kind of where Gasly then just never was able to make any momentum, seemingly.